incumbent or established firms serving in the financial services industry and you feel threatened, but at the same time you are also in awe by the fintech disruptors that have been finding a way in your well-established market, this video is for you. So who are these disruptors? The disruptors are fast-moving companies, often startups, focused on an innovative technology or process in everything from mobile payments to mutual funds. And they have been attacking some of the most profitable elements of the financial services value chain. A key enabler of fintech success is catering to unmet customer needs by quickly and creatively harnessing emerging digital technologies. Fintech companies have harnessed digital technologies to offer customers value in key areas of price, convenience, access, choice, and community. Incumbents, however, retain the advantage on trust, which I define as perception of stability, security, and safety. Let me talk about a practical suggestion based on my own experience of creating and running such an ecosystem on how fintech and incumbents can develop a partnership or an ecosystem focused on innovation and effectively work together to gain a combined advantage, or in other words, co-create digital advantage. Let's start with what makes fintech unique. If you remember, Elon Musk, who was behind the success of PayPal, didn't have any financial services experience. So most fintech CEOs don't have a background in financial services, but instead are focused on better customer experiences. They are not afraid to experiment and fail and are open to risk taking. This is what propels them ahead in innovation and speed to market. The dilemma facing the incumbents or established firms is how to drive innovation and agility without disrupting the DNA, legacy, and established trust. One way of doing is incumbents by partnering and collaborating with fintech firms in an ecosystem of innovation in the hope of capitalizing on their innovative ideas and sought after digital and people capabilities. So collaboration with incumbents also benefits fintech firms who are in need of investment, access to existing customer base, scalable process, and importantly, the perception of stability, safety, and security that large financial institutions still benefit from. Collaborating to achieve combined advantage makes a great deal of sense for both fintechs and established financial firms. However, the task is complex as it requires two very different cultures to come together and learn from one another. Needless to say, the strategic collaboration needs to be thoughtfully planned and executed in order for endeavor to reach beyond initial hype and excitement. Always at the forefront of collaborative endeavors should be the central question of why. So what is this innovation ecosystem that I am talking about? So for incumbents to truly benefit from such partnership, however, processes and people, not just technology, require attention. Both financial institutions and fintechs need to dedicate thought and resources towards addressing operational and cultural aspects of their partnerships. If approached with a willingness to learn from one another, such partnerships or ecosystem can provide a catalyst for meaningful organizational evolution. It is also important to note that fintech is not the only disruptive force brought on by advances in digital technology. The fast approaching threat on the international horizon is big tech. Companies such as Apple, Amazon, and Google, who have not traditionally been involved in the financial services market but own the resources to do so. Staying ahead in key areas of price, convenience, access, choice, community, and trust requires harnessing digital technology and capabilities by keeping the customer at the center. Strategic partnerships built with appropriate structure and timelines in mind can help both the incumbent and fintechs to continue to evolve and respond to a rapidly changing financial services landscape across the globe. So by focusing on deep cultural change, collaboration between fintechs and incumbents can make both parties more resilient and able to thrive in a digital age. Traditional organizations can learn to answer the bigger question, how can we be more innovative and agile? While fintechs can learn valuable lessons in generating stability and trust. So together, they can work on expanding the size of the pie instead of just competing for the biggest part. Now, such an innovative ecosystem cannot only work on today's product and services, but they can also try to work on things which are 3 years or 4 years down the line. And why only fintech? Our own experience with partnering with some of the universities is another great example of how this ecosystem can be made more enriching. In our own experience at SoftLink, where we are part of an ecosystem, we work closely with the university where cutting-edge research is going on in the field of cyber security and fraud detection. Our collaboration with the university is so close that one of the lead researchers and professor now sits on the board of our company as an advisor. Now, you can also extend this partnership uh, by including startup incubators and accelerators such as Bain Innovation Exchange. Lastly, I want to say that in an innovator ecosystem, there will be POCs and POCs, but ultimately it's up to the incumbent firm to ask the question, what are the use cases that really make sense here? Is there a consumer case, a B2B use case, an enterprise use case? Sometimes there will be a use case, sometimes there will not be a use case. Sometimes you will think there is a use case, but it is not. So when you move from a proof of concept to proof of value, you need to be sure of use cases or a set of use cases that you think makes sense. So the incumbent firms should always be looking at big themes and also within the big themes. So for example, about variable computing or artificial intelligence or robotic process automation, etc., etc. So the development agenda typically should start with a team connected to a use case post proof of value. Finally, it is important to remember the objective of innovation ecosystem is to do experiments, to push the envelope on things to see if you can create a better customer experience. If the answer is no, that is okay. It was an experiment. You learned something from it. And if the answer is yes, great, you have a head start and you just keep building on that. This is all from my side. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye for now.